All right, we're gonna try this round two. I think we figured out what happened before. Hopefully I get Brian on here and we can do a little live Q&A mortgage info. So just waiting. Thank you for all who are logging on. Feel free again to ask some questions down below. Anything mortgage related or real estate related if you want me to answer it. But Brian is hopefully logging on soon. Oh, there he is. Hey.
How's that?
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Nicole. How are
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All
Perfect.
right, you're a little quiet. Can you just turn up your camera maybe?
Sure.
How about now?
Okay. How's that?
Yeah,
Better?
I can hear you. You're just quiet. Hopefully everyone else can hear you louder than I can.
Okay. I'll talk loud.
Let me see if I can make this on a speaker setting. All right, so we are in quite the crazy market, huh?
It sure is. You thought it would have potentially calmed down by now, but it doesn't seem like it at all.
Sorry, I'm at home, so I'm trying to multitask things here. So I get questions all the time from clients, like specifically about where we're at, right? So it's been predicted for a while. We've been in this, what people like to call bubble. What is your opinion of, where's the rates at now? Where do you think they're headed? Do you think they're going to have this crazy rise? Do you think we're going to get this crazy crash? Like, where is your head at with what's going to happen in the mortgage industry?
Okay. That's a few questions there, so we'll break it down a little bit. But starting with the rate piece of it, rates have really already gone up. There's a number of factors that impact mortgage rates. The Fed met last week, and I think everybody heard about that. The Fed's meeting, they're going to raise the rates in March. That's just one piece of it. So the federal funds, they control the percentage that the banks lend to each other. So when they increase their rate, then the mortgage rates typically follow. But what's happening recently is inflation has really gone up. All the reports coming in, inflation is higher than it's been in a long, long time, from well before when COVID initially hit and forced the Fed to start to really pressure rates down. So if you look at the last 2 months, interest rates have gone up close to 0.75%. So what I'm recommending to all of my pre-approved buyers, to all the realtor partners we work with, is make sure you're reaching out to your lender to see exactly where you're at. So if the rate's gone up and that has an impact on your buying power or your comfort with the monthly payment, you just need to know that information before you get into a process where you're trying to purchase a home that things may have changed in the last couple of months. Just looking at the long-term piece of it, it could go anywhere. It's very unpredictable right now, just with inflation, with the supply chain, with the Fed. So what the Fed does is try to lower inflation by raising rates. So they're saying there could be 3 or 4 increases during the course of 2022, during this calendar year. So that could push rates up, another 0.5 to 0.75%. But if the economy doesn't continue to grow, then they might have to come back down. So it's a really tricky time, I think, to be a buyer, to be a seller. But what we always say is the best, I think, course of action is to get pre-approved, talk to your realtor, know where you're at. So if a house does come on the market, you at least have a chance, to go into that, to make an offer. And there's never, I don't think there's ever a perfect time to buy a house. Like, the perfect time is when you need a house, right? If you have a growing family, if your rents continue to go up, that's when the perfect time is. And then you just have to deal with, the rates, the market at the time, and see if you can make things work.
Right. I mean, obviously, we know, like, inventory is a huge issue right now, right? But I keep telling people, I'm like, yes, rates have rise. I mean, prices have risen. You know, it's a lot higher to buy now than it would have been 2 years ago, but interest rates are crazy low. So what happens if people wait a year or two or three waiting for this market to crash like everyone thinks it's going to happen, is rates could skyrocket, prices have skyrocketed, and this crash that we're all hoping is going to happen is probably more of just going to be a leveling of out of the market, right? So inventory will just come back on, and it's not going to be these like crazy foreclosures like everyone's hoping it will be, because everyone has such high equity within the last year and a half. So that immediate equity is going to allow people to just sell and not lose out on having to foreclose. They can just sell and still make money, right? So I'm telling all my buyers, like, don't wait, get pre-approved, lock in that low interest rate, and just buy the house you want now, because 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it's probably going to be in a worse situation. That's my
That's
opinion.
right. No, I agree. And typically, values continue to go up. Rates, they're still at such a low level historically. So you're still in a good place. And I think, if you can buy a house right now, it's still a great investment because there is equity, there's limited inventory, those values, it's much different than what happened years ago in 2008. It's much different. With the limited inventory, there's not going to be a big drop values. Like it can't really happen with the way things are going. So I still think with the rates where they're at, if you can get into a home now, it's a great investment. And again, the timing has to be right for you and your family to purchase, and then you work through the rates and the values at the time. If you're looking to get into a home and flip it in a couple of months, maybe that's not the best time, right? But if you're looking for a home, then it is a good time to buy.
Yeah, no, and I think that's, it's great information. And I think the more and more we can just educate people on what's happening, the more people are going to make really the best decision for themselves, which is ultimately what it's about, right? I have lots of people who are just nervous to do anything right now, but like you said, the time's never going to be right until the time's right for them. So.
Right. And yeah, and we always, like I've been in the mortgage business for a long time, the banks always have to find a way to lend money, right? So if there is, more significant rate increases, there are going to be different programs available that might help either with, down payment or cost on a different part of the loan to make sure that the lenders can still get money out. People can still buy homes and make a good investment. That's the bottom line. Is it a good investment for you now? Like that's really the question you should be asking. And take rates into account, take your budget into account. Like, where do you want your monthly mortgage payment to be? That's really what I think most buyers want to focus on.
Awesome. Okay, well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Thank you so much for joining me
Sure.
today. Quickly give your information on here for people to reach out to if they need a pre-approval.
Yeah, sure. So it's Brian Fenlon. I own All East Mortgage Advisors. The easiest way is just to call. The number is 508-523-4301. We'll have a short conversation, even if you just have a question. I'll answer any questions that people have.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Brian. Have a
Sure.
great rest of your day, and I'm sure
Thanks
we'll
a lot.
talk soon.
Thanks, Nicole.
Bye.
Bye.